Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another ladder story. Today's replay is of everyone's favorite Terran. It is Artosis, who is spawned here in the top left. This is Terran versus Protoss, cross spawns on Radion, and he is playing against a Protoss player with the alias Caesar, which I must say is quite appropriate at the moment because I've been watching Spartacus on Netflix, a show that I must admit I really enjoy. And yeah, when I saw this guy's reference to the Roman times, in other words, the great Caesar, I thought he must be the guy that is going to try and topple Artosis on the ladder today. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the show. I think it's, I must admit, I'm a bit of a blood and gore fan, as creepy as that potentially makes me sound. And yeah, it's just a very interesting show. This is a strange build. Very odd timings. He was late on his pylon. He was really late on his gateway. So not quite sure what Mr. Caesar is up to, but we will see how it goes. We've done a few Terran versus Zergs lately of Artosis. I haven't done a Terran versus Protoss of this for a little while. So in recent times, we've had a few versions. We've had Rich Tosis. We've had Pigtosis, which I must admit was my favorite. We've also had Cruise Tosis, where he is the master of the battle cruiser. And we've had Nuke Tosis. So, curious to see which Tosis we get today with our Terran versus Protoss. So, just a very sloppy but standard opening from our Protoss. And something that I have mentioned ad nauseum in all of my games is the factory timing. I've actually triple checked this, and the target is to do it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You can optimize it, get it at 227. So we got 231 there, which is really good. So your sloppy one, the one where you're a little bit disappointed, especially if you get left side mining, which is notoriously more difficult, is if you're sort of 234 plus. But with left side mining, 231 is actually a really good timing for your factory. Why does this sort of stuff matter? Because if your opponent goes Nexus first and you want to punish, your timings really matter. If your opponent rushes a Zealot and you need to get your Vulture out to take care of the Zealot, the timings really matter. So that's the main reason why we talk about and pay attention to these timings. Looks like our Protoss is simply going to do a 1 goon expand, which for cross positions will probably be pretty impossible to punish. I just want to say thanks everyone for the recent wave of support, getting a lot of comments, feedback, a good amount of likes on videos, new subscribers. I am on a mission to try and get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year. So if you are a regular viewer and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so because it'll help me achieve that goal and it will be greatly appreciated. So Artie doing a very crisp Vulture expand. The probe doesn't get a look in. I don't even think he could confirm the command center there, to be honest. So I'll be interested to see when and if he sends his probe back. Meanwhile, Artosis is trying to get a look in at what our Protoss is up to. Looks like he's not going to be let in either. But by sheer stubbornness alone, he does get in, does see the spinning core. He could probably get the pylon count. 1, 2, 3. So he knows there's no proxies of any kind. So excellent scouting from Art. He kind of knows exactly what he's up against. And at this stage, it just looks like very standard Protoss-y stuff. Going for the Robo, probably going to get an Observatory. We'll see if this guy's a Reaver player or if he is going to take a different tech tree. So our probe is coming back into the fold. I'll be curious to see if he just sacks him to confirm the command center. Let's see here. Nope, decides to keep it safe. I think he has a pretty good sense of what he's up against. Artosis does have his second Vulture out on the map, chases down the scouting probe. So visibility for our Protoss is all but gone until such time as the observers on the field, which I imagine will be the very next building on the agenda. So it's shaping like it's going to be a 1. He's making an observatory, and I expect we will see a second and possibly third gateway as well. 3-gate observer, very standard, very safe from a Protoss point of view. We have a couple of goons here, obviously without observers. 9 out of 10 Terrans on the ladder are going mines. So, you know, as Protoss, if you move your goons back, you can easily be tripped. It's very, very smart play to lay mines on the retreat path of the Dragoons, which is what Artie's done. Like this. That's really not good to be moving forward before your observer is out. Observer's on the way. We still just have one gateway, which is mysterious. Looks like we want to try and take a third base off of one gate. That is very, very greedy and could be pretty punishable. Although there is a support bay, so he's going support bay before second gateway, which is probably why the supplies are so close, because this is very, very greedy play from our Protoss and is theoretically punishable. Lets the vultures right in the front door. Not ideal. I mean, obviously it's great if you're an Artie fan. You should get a decent number of probe kills here. So to pull all the workers. Oh my god, this damage is catastrophic. Chasing down and getting himself easily 10 workers. That is, oh, horrendous. Taken such a greedy line has this Protoss. And Mr. Caesar is not looking like any kind of conqueror, although PD the Probe did get the kill there, which is always amusing. Alright, so we are clearing some mines. Artosis has one tank out. Is getting siege mode, so should be safe against any pressure. This build from our Protoss is pretty much stuck in the middle. Definitely a Korean player because he's typing lots of Korean messages here. Definitely a stuck in the middle kind of build. Now it's pushed up to 4 gates, still on 2 bases. So this is what we call a no man's land build, where he's neither econ strong or really going to be in a position to do any meaningful pressure on Artie. So this one feels like it's Artie's to lose. He's in a very, very strong position and just kind of has to power up and start going toe to toe. So we do have a couple of scanners coming online. We'll be able to scan the main. See that it's going to be Reavers. So his only real loss condition, I reckon, in this game is if he doesn't adequately defend against Reavers and the Reavers kill all his workers, right? Then his opponent is right back in it. But if he's able to protect against the Reavers and the Reavers don't get much damage, really not much that this Protoss should be able to do to RT. He has been doing the 5 factory +1 9-minute third base quite often. So we'll keep a weather eye on our production tab to see when our third command center is started. Meanwhile, we're getting a citadel. We're pushing our 3 goons at a time. We are still on 2 bases. So this is a very, very strong commitment to trying to do some damage. And this Protoss is falling behind quite rapidly. Artie does have a few Goliaths here. Also some turrets. So really shouldn't get much damage done here. He's also going to send in a few Dragoons. He's got his tanks, couple of tanks up on the high ground, 1 on the low ground. Maybe going to try and do like a combo. So we'll zoom right out. We'll get rid of the panel. Just to see. So we can see here's our shuttle here in the left corner of my screen. Here's our Dragoons. I think he wants to try and do these at the same time to stretch Artosis' attention. Has also started his third base behind this and is getting a Templar Archives and a Gateway Explosion. So this is a relatively low econ. He's going to have to go from 3rd to 4th to 5th to 6th base pretty fast, is our Protoss. But Artie is so ready for this. I mean, have a look at this. He's got mines, he's got vultures. He is waiting for this Reaver. Even knows where the observer is. So it looks like we've changed our mind. Okay, well, maybe Mr. Caesar lives to conquer another day. But third base is coming up. Flies in here to see not much happening. Very hesitant is our Protoss. Only about 10 supply difference between the 2 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 gates on 3 bases, getting his forge and upgrades going. A couple of observers positioned here. Killing the eggs just to make his pathing easy. And I smell a little push from Artie or potentially something else. This is not going to get much done. Mr. Got a little pot of dragoons and a reaver. I don't think you're going to get too much done with that, I'm afraid. This is just mine spotting over here. So the players kind of circling each other without showing any real intent. Here we go. He's now, looks like he's finally wanting to commit to this reaver drop, and I don't think he's going to get much done. Oh, rip. Oh, turbo rip. Oh, that was appalling. I can imagine Artie on the stream talking about effing B rank Protoss. This guy's probably a B rank. God, I hope he's a B rank because he's terrible. This was pretty early in the ladder reset, so Artie will be matching with all sorts of interesting players, and I expect that Mr. Caesar may well have been one of those. So he's lost his reaver for free. Artie smells blood and is going to start moving his army across the map. I also expect he's going to take himself a third base relatively soon. We are just a 3-basing Protoss. This looks like one of my games. This is just really like this is low level play. We are getting Storm, which is good. We're getting up to 10 gates. But our time to get anything done as Protoss is, I don't want to say it's running out. I think it's almost gone already. But then again, this is me casting Artosis games. And if there's anything I've learned in doing this, calling results prematurely, not advisable. Because sometimes I get it wrong because Artosis does something unfathomable, or his opponent does something unfathomable, or some combination of the two. And then I look really, really silly when the result is not what I expect. So we're just going to keep our mouths shut, and we're going to see what happens. What looks like is going to happen is his entire army is going to go down here, and he's going to rotate. The Protoss army is going to rotate around and just try and attack the natural. So Artosis is no longer moving down. He's actually deciding, you know what, I'll just take this fight. This is not a great engagement because all of his vultures are behind the tank line. So a fair number of zealots did get on top of the tanks there. Rule of thumb, any Protoss fans watching, you're taught when you're learning this game, especially this match, if you lose your dragoons, the game is over. The dragoons are your ticket to clearing mines. The dragoons are your tickets to fighting and clearing the vultures. Your zealots are the units that you want to try and drag mines and engage with your tanks. So this is not ideal. This is entirely melee army. Artie's units are a little bit all over the show here, so he's probably going to get a slightly better engagement than ideal. He's also got some DTs, which will require some scans. We do see the scan going off and a few decent storms. This clumping of the tanks also not optimal. So now suddenly Artosis' supply is level with our Protoss, and he tidies up the last of the DTs. Still, for all intents and purposes, a 3-basing Protoss is going to mine out pretty soon. Artie has landed his command center, but is not yet mining there, so needs to get that established as well. Losing so many units to mines, bro. Like, this is really low rank play. Okay, he's got his observer in play here. Oh, no, there we go. Just to check the thread is usually how much. Oh, wow. The friendly fire tank erosion there, that was so painful. But there's plenty of reinforcements to come. The space is now saturated. I expect Artie could probably expand again. He's also getting a starport behind this. I think vessels will be convenient because any DTs or any progression to something potentially like arbiters, you will have a natural counter for. Our base here. These workers must have been, yep, killed and or evacuated because there's no saturation there. So about to mine out. About to mine out. We'll have a quick look at Artie's bases in a moment. Where is the bulk of his army? It's kind of disjointed here. So we've got this little pod here. Artosis' units are quite few and far between. So everybody's got like pretty sparse army supplies here. Oh, the sound of zealots dying. It's so agonizing. It's like, like one of many awesome things about this game. Okay, so this is saturated. Artie's getting pretty low here. Pretty low here. This is brand new. I think the next expansions for both players will play a critical part in the result here, no doubt. We're just Zealot Dragoon. I mean, we made one Reaver, and it got wrecked by mines. It didn't get a Scarab off. We haven't made one since. We are making a shuttle. So I expect he wants to try and get some more Storm into his composition. He did throw off a few decent Storms in a skirmish, and we see some High Templars here. Wasn't using the shuttles though, just kind of walking along with these High Templars. This could be a horrible drag. Ooh, that was pretty nice pick on a couple of tanks there. So many mines kind of laid on top here. This is just drag central, and I'm not talking about rhubarb. Okay, so we are look like setting up to take a fourth here. 126 plays 114. Our Protoss is going to be in a whole heap of trouble if he doesn't get his fourth base up and running. He has laid some preliminary walling pylons in the meantime to set this up. So that is very much the plan. Does kind of have a pot of units here as well. Artie's got some mines, but not really much else protecting. And this is our snapshot. Also has sniffed out a little sneak expansion here in the top right. I don't think I saw this until now, to be very honest with you, but didn't get very far before it was discovered. And every little trick that our Protoss has tried has been detected or thwarted. So these are just vultures down here. Not doing anything as of yet. So the Nexus does finish. The vultures, though, are going to be taken out. So Artie's going to have to get some tanks and a decent strike force to deny this, but at least he knows that it's here. So we did do a little drop. Oh, another scary mine drag. I was always pretty nervous about those mines where they were. Probably lost about 10 SCVs from this drop harassment and engagement because this base was somewhat vulnerable. Good timing on the distraction from our Protoss. Artie here trying to put pressure on yet another newly established base. This one seems to have come up online. There's no workers at it yet, but it's there. So Artie knows where the bases are. He knows where he needs to pressure. I think he's potentially forgotten about these vultures. So the question really is, does he wait a little bit to get saturation at these new bases? I think he does need to potentially transfer a couple of workers, resaturate these two more healthy bases, and then it's got to start to pump units. Got plenty of gas, so it can make a lot of tanks, but needs to get some critical mass up here. 139 plays 134. The supplies are very close. So the name of the game is surely just base denial. So targeting down the most recent sources of income. So this one and this one. I expect that the area he wants to target is here. He does seem to be circling here as well. So he's got a nice little bit of map control because this is defending this source of income. And this is blocking any units actually coming in here. So I like that he's going to be able to sort of sandwich in between that. Oh, what a drop! Oh my god! Oh, the Zealot bomb from heaven, man. That was brutal. One Zealot got 4 tanks. Oh, the clumpage. The clumpage and the friendly fire, man. No jokes. So sends in a bit of a bludgeoning here. There's just way too many tanks. But that was certainly a memorable very, very, very memorable Zealot drop. Please don't drag more mines. Okay, so we're sandwiching our vultures here. This is a bit painful. More units coming up from the bottom side. Artie finally remembers that he had these vultures here. So this base is quite happy. This one, not so happy. We had to pull some workers. We've got a pesky Archon doing Archon-y things. He's now gone. And we have actually got this up and running. We got some, there we go. I was going to say we got some idle workers, but they've now been put to work. Caesar also plays below 200 APM. So I have to hazard a guess that he's probably not the highest. How does that not detonate? Mines, bro. Like, oh! Oh, the mine drags. This is beautiful. I might actually call this Dragtosis. Like, some of the mine drags in this game have been insane, man. Really, really good. So if you don't get it, the theme of the game plus Artosis. That's pretty much what I do. It's not particularly creative or smart, but it makes me chuckle. So that's what I'm going with. Artosis. Oh, how did that not kill more tanks? They were all on top of each other. Here it is again. Oof. Oh man, I was so ready for a big drag there. That was so like ridiculous. This game. It'll never cease to amaze me. Oh, the mind drags. Bring joy. They bring so much joy. Beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, where are we in this game? 148 plus 127. We've got 66 workers. We still just have the same number of bases. Both players have been pretty... oh, we got this one too. Both players kind of struggling to get the bases up that they need. I think Artosis realizing that this base is somewhat vulnerable and somewhat critical to his cause is going to go and knock it down. The question is, does he have enough to defend the counterattack? We've got 2 tanks and some mines. Oh, wow. Okay. Doesn't wait to clear the mines and doesn't actually send an observer either. I don't think it's going to matter though. So he's going to get some damage here. Artosis is not responding or sending any units to help. Oh, he does now send them, even though they initially went the wrong way. I think a little bit of a slow reaction, if I'm honest. He could probably have avoided a worker pull, but we'll tidy this up. And somehow with shuttles, I was unable to track both locations at the same time. This base still lives. And there's still a dragoon here. The mind boggles. Well, it's definitely more drag time. Storms like air. Oh no, the High Templars are here. Oh no, it goes all the workers. Oh, the brutality, losing 20 SCVs to Storm. The pain is real. I'm not trolling. Like, this guy, Artie was so far ahead. Oh no. Is this really gonna happen again? We have 23, we have 33 minerals in the bank. And here comes Protoss again with shuttles this time. Drops a few zealots. There's some of the mines, like the drag. It's just been crazy. This guy has not made anything other than a few shuttles and High Templars, but not a very complicated style. Very low econ. He's basically had maximum of 2 mining bases for most of the mid game, and that's going to be good enough, I'm afraid. So it's his lowest mining base and final outpost is here. These workers have been sent back here, presumably to long distance mine. More drags. Oh my word. They do not stop. It's like the gift that keeps on giving, man. Unreal. Unfreaking real. So Caesar does have a trick in his book. He's Mind Drag Artist. And it's got himself a decent cluster of units. I reckon he can just A-move and probably end the game like that. Also taking another base here at the bottom left corner. And that should all but seal what is already a foregone conclusion. So once again, guys, I had the audacity to predict that Artosis was going to win, and I was sadly mistaken. I'd be curious to know in the comments if you felt when I called that he should be winning and that he was ahead, if I was wrong and there was something that I was missing in terms of my fundamentals. I don't think that's the case, but happy to hear your opinion. Happy to be wrong. No GG. Just leaves the game after getting wrecked. And yeah, I was just... I don't have words anymore. I'm going to stop predicting. I have to, because otherwise this seems to keep happening to me. Anyway, I'm not going to stop following the journeys. I really do find a lot of entertainment and fun in these casts. This one, the number of mind drags was just hilarious and very cool to watch. So I'll be bringing you some more games very soon. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in. And until next time, you take it easy, man. See you soon.